You know what time it is. It's time for episode 4 of Tough Love, Easy Love with me, Terry DeFrancisco, and friends. That's right. We're here with Tough Love, Easy Love. I'm so glad to be back with you. Hey, it's your host, TD, Terry DeFrancisco, ready to handle all your business. Is that true? That's not true. That's a big promise. But it is fun to talk to you about you and talk with friends on Tough Love, Easy Love about any of your advice type questions. Hey, on the pod today, we have the delightful Rochelle and Bridjet. These two people are friends of mine that tour comedy all over the United States. They're stand-up comedians primarily that also do improvisation, but you can catch them at festivals in the Midwest mostly. But I know that Bridjet just went to Alaska and Rochelle, I think, just went to Colorado. So they're out and about in the world doing stand-up comedy all over the place. And that said, these two people are also launching a pod on the Roost Nest Podcasting Network called, get this, best title in the biz, Thot Thoughts. Why didn't someone think of this title before these two people? I have no idea. But these two women are cornering the market on Thot Thoughts. Thot Thoughts bound to be a winner. Yeah, we talk a little bit about the pod inside this episode, I mean, how it runs, but more than anything, they're just two delightful people that have some real hot takes on the 90s, some of the 80s, mostly the aughts, that they like to share with you throughout their podcast. So this is just revving you up to meet them and love them as much as we love them here in the Midwest. So if you haven't heard of these two people, welcome. And also get ready to subscribe to their podcast on the line as we build out this wonderful netting of even more talented people all over the place. Okay, so you listen to the pod. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. I got to tell you, we in real time are seeing the results of what this launch of this pod could be. And as I started this podcast, people were kind of like, oh, people will love it. Like, you should do a podcast. And I've done podcasts in the past and they've been very fun. And I'll say, generally speaking, they haven't been, there's been no like specific drive behind them other than just joy. And that's my favorite kind of project to do, is a joyfully led project. And then just like, if people find it, they like it, then great. But I'm not one to like go after something and think like it has to be this way or it won't be worthwhile. Really, the worthwhile to me is the fun part and making people feel good in a world that can feel not so good. So thank you for being here and listening to this or watching this. If you're on YouTube, subscribing, if you're on any of the pod carriers, thank you, thank you, thank you. And the way you can help me, my followers rising, or people like kind of like the numbers going up of people that know me from standing on a porch and wishing them well, or maybe you know me from live stage performances, wherever I might tour, whatever it is. Because you've been so gracious to allow me into your home or to laugh alongside me at a public live event. Thank you. And because of that, I also get to spread the love to friends and who I feel are worthwhile, wonderful creators as well. So as we keep growing, it's really wonderful. Thank you for subscribing and allowing me to grow numbers to allow more people into this beautiful web of, cool artists that just deserve notoriety and surrounding and fun. So as you subscribe to my pod, as you follow, you help us get something called dynamic ads that helps give us create revenue to be able to pay the artist down the line. It helps us create revenue to sustain free production, at least at the very minimum, of all these pods that we're sort of welcoming on for their first season. And that's what we're hoping for. So if you do subscribe, you're doing a really wonderful thing for the arts, not only in Columbus, Ohio, not only by proxy in Chicago, Illinois, but all over the dang place. So thank you for listening to Comedy Pods. Thank you for subscribing to people. If you subscribe to them, I'm learning a lot too. Like, if you subscribe rather than just listen, or if you download rather than link, like sometimes it helps people get more numbers, and those numbers turn into, other opportunities for people as they keep growing smaller mom and pop shop kind of places. Anyway, that's the deal. Thank you for being here and thank you for doing it. We're really excited to see what we can do. And if we can't grow it to a place that, I don't know, whatever needs are met to make something giant, then we at least get to have a lot of fun along the way. And I'm really glad you're here. So back to these two people. Rochelle and Bridjet are on the pod today. They're episode 4 of the first season of Tough Love, Easy Love. And now that we're talking about Tough Love, Easy Love, I want you to know that you can get involved and be here on the pod by submitting a question to the pod and maybe getting selected for me and a pal or pals in this case to chat about whatever you're thinking about. What's on your mind? Here's how you can submit to the pod. Let's say that you're on Instagram and you want to DM us. Well, then you can go to Tough Love, Easy Love, all one word. The team will see your DM. I feel like there's no world where someone tells you to slide into their DMs where it's not like a creep fest. This is actually the place where you want to do it. Sometimes you'll see a story that solicits for questions, but often you'll probably have just an opportunity to go to the DMs and immediately write Tough Love, Easy Love, and let them know your advice type question if you want to do that. I will tell you, though, the other option is this. Call it in, champ, 614-929-5545. Again, that's 614-929-5545 to an automated line. This is wonderful because sometimes we get to hear the voices of people that are asking the question themselves, and that's a dang joy. So if you don't mind having your voice recorded and asking us a question, you can stay anonymous if you'd like to, as long as we can hear your voice in it, or you can share a name or a fake name or whatever you want to do and ask that question on the line, and we'll just refer to you as that as we go through the pod at 614-929-5545. You're going to hear a message, and then there's going to be a beep, and then you speak at that beep, old school style. Or, hey, if you're real shy, you can go ahead and text that line, and I'll still see it. Someone will still see it. Probably me. But if it's not me, it will eventually be me. And then maybe you'll be on the pod. 614-929-5545 or at Tough Love, Easy Love. Text options, phone options. They're just waiting for you. And there's no extra fee for just pulling up a chair and just asking a pal a question. Okay? This is free. Friendship is free. Kindness is free. Enough. All right, let's get to the pod and let's get on this episode. Again, the episode is episode 4. I won't spoil it, although you can read it, what the episode's question might be about. But let's get down to it with Rochelle and Bridjet and kick it off with the ladies of Thot Thoughts answering your questions today on Tough Love, Easy Love. Okay.
These two bitches came into the studio.
I think they can do what? Yeah, okay. Hey, these are my guests today. Guess what? It's Bridjet and Rochelle. Hey, welcome to the pod. Are you excited?
So excited.
They're coming. I'm going to give it to you. I actually do a couple of takes to cam, so don't be freaked out by that. This is a funny thing that they haven't heard the episodes yet because they just dropped in real time today. So Bridjet and Rochelle are like, they trust me implicitly, I guess is what I'm saying.
With my life.
Oh my God, I'm going to do way weirder stuff.
Yeah, unless this is secretly like a true crime podcast, then I'm out of my depth.
Can you imagine if that was my long con of like getting people on the show to like, there is a murder. We have to find it. We have to figure it out.
30 minutes to solve it.
We have 30 minutes to solve it. It's anybody's guess what happened. So how are you? What's happening in your lives? Anything fun? That's just a fun overview of what's happening right now.
Doing our podcast, which has been super fun.
Yeah. Well, you two are starting a podcast.
Yes.
Called Thot Thoughts.
Yes.
Right here on the Nest Roost Podcasting Network. And
No big deal.
No big deal. And why don't you describe the podcast for anyone who hasn't heard it? What's it going to be like?
Okay. It kind of started with us talking about stuff from our childhoods and being like, what were malls? Like, what did you go to the mall when you were a kid? And like, what stores did you go to? And then we were like, we should record this so other people have to listen to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a punishment. I like it.
It's by force, yes. But it's been super fun and it's evolved from there. And we talk about, we recently talked about cruises and like, adult birthday parties. Yeah. Honestly, it's just a space for us to yap, for us to gab with each other and just, bring in people that we love to talk about things. And we also break out into little improv scenes, which has been fun.
Doesn't surprise me. I'm excited about that part of it.
Yeah,
that's great.
It's been fun. We're still getting like our footing with like just immediately jumping in via audio, but it's been so fun and we both love podcasts that have that element. So it's been really fun.
I love that. And I love that you're gathered in a room with your friend to talk for an hour. I feel like every podcast I listen to is someone kind of being like, I have an hour long excuse to talk to my friend that I never see. It's like what adult life feels like half the time.
Yes, absolutely.
Especially comedy people. You two are comedy people.
Yeah.
Segue. Relax. Yeah.
And we also realized that we had very different upbringings.
Yeah.
And that's interesting because Bridget's child of immigrants and more, not city, but more city than I was.
Yeah.
Growing up in a very tiny town, on a farm. So we had very different upbringings.
That's
but then we also found similarities in what TV shows we watched and movies we watched as kids and stuff like that.
Give me 3 hot hits of TV shows you both watched as kids.
Ooh.
Give me the time frame.
Okay, so ones that I watched as a kid, definitely Kablam was one of my favorites.
Okay,
Love
great.
a good Kablam.
Hell yeah.
That one.
Rochelle tapped out.
Yeah. What did we I don't know if we did one on TV shows.
We haven't yet.
Okay, spoiler.
We did one on sleepovers one time.
Oh,
and
so
that was fun.
do you add a sleepover?
Yeah,
okay.
It's very different sleepover experience.
Okay, wait, do you have a Venn diagram of what overlaps? What's one thing that had to happen for a good sleepover to happen?
I think snacks.
Snacks are a big one.
Yeah, I didn't even think to say that. If we didn't have specifically bagel bites at a party,
oh yeah,
major whiff.
I want to say prank phone calling, which we haven't talked about, but that was a big one for me.
That was in there. Yeah, we did that too.
Let me tell you, I had a bunch of friends from high school that have still stayed friends many years later, and we used to go over to this one house every single weekend, and my friend's parents had a corded phone that was had some kind of automated hold music on it.
Ooh.
I still remember the song, that's how deep cut this is. But I know, which it was just a regular phone, but we could turn it on, so we could just call people, no jokes. Call people, no jokes, no prank. And we turn on the whole music and they'd be like, what the hell's happening? And it's always that. In 1996, that was where it was at.
And it was so wholesome back then. You didn't even have an agenda. You just went into it.
Yes.
Just called and just figured out what you were going to say. That's true improvisation.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Absurdist comedy on the highest level.
It's probably a lost art now because we did it before caller ID even existed.
Yes.
So
truly.
You didn't know who was calling. You were just calling their house. You weren't calling an individual person.
Yeah.
You were calling their landline. You didn't know who was going to pick up.
That's true. It was a real Wheel of Fortune. I know what was going to happen.
But now, you call somebody, they know exactly who it is right away.
Yeah. Star 69 still exist?
I think it does, but
I don't even know.
I don't know if anyone under the age of 34 knows
No
what
way.
it is.
No way. Because I think that was our big we could do this, but it costs money to do it.
Oh.
50 cents to block your number at the time. This is a long time ago.
Well, now if it says that, I'm not answering at all. But back then, for some reason, if it said private number, I'd be like, oh, someone important's calling.
It's probably the president.
Yeah.
Especially then. Yeah, you're I'm getting a call from, I don't know, the king. I think somebody's calling right now. That's true. So
yeah, I was trying to explain to someone long distance cards the other day.
Oh, Rochelle.
I went to college 45 minutes away from home, but I had to
dial.
I tried to buy long distance cards on discount so I could call my girlfriend that was back in our hometown.
Oh my God.
And it was I was trying to get them as cheap as possible. And we talked for hours on the phone.
Same.
And nobody has to deal with that anymore.
Nobody has to deal with that anymore. And even just you saying long distance cards, stop there. Long distance.
Yeah.
Even just long distance, I'm I guess that's not, everyone knows area codes exist, but I don't think they're thinking about it being far or near anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I remember nights and weekends.
Oh, I was about to say.
Nights and weekends.
I lived for nights and weekends. But I also remember roaming and if I had a friend in England that I met online that I would call and I would piss my parents off every month with the phone bill.
Oh my God.
But I loved it.
But it's so fun. It felt such a little treat to be I'm going to call someone far away.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I want to say, like, with Thot Thoughts, it's mostly, like, very wholesome stuff. I think we also talked about Blockbuster a lot and, like, going to, like...
It's here what the people want.
Yeah,
what
like,
people want.
Like, what it was like going to a public pool as a kid.
Yes.
We have so many different things that we have, like, on our list, but it's a lot of stuff like that. Just gapping.
That's really good. That's really good.
It is fun. And you share a story about a hot air balloon ride, which is great. And
a real one.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like, it's fun to just go into scenes then based on the crazy stuff that happens.
Yeah, the fodder is pure and it's there. It's ready. It's ready to be imbibed. That's great. Cool. So you're both comedians, improvisers, and stand-up comics.
You can say that.
Yeah, we can say that. Yeah. Thank you. I will take the liberty to finally say that for once. You're both comedians. What's something that you are loving about doing stand-up, like in this current age, and what's something that's hard about stand-up in this current age? Either or.
Not to get too serious, I do feel like after the election, I was kind of like, ooh, like, do I go out in public anymore? Do I leave the house?
What should I do? Yes.
What got me through it was listening to Bo Burnham's Inside. And I was like, I have to save the world with comedy.
That's right.
And like, that like pumped me up to like go out and keep doing shows and not change my material at all.
That's
just
cool.
do it the way I've been doing it. And I was like, I have to do this to save the world.
That's so beautiful. I mean, truly, because I think there's not enough. I mean, comedians are doing an art form, but we're also at its most ideal, like showing ourselves authentically so people can show themselves as well, which is the hope, I hope, of what we're doing, and making people laugh, but also just like, I'm going to be myself and hope that you join me is like the coolest thing we can do.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me, I feel like if I don't go out and do something, like I love stand-up so much and I love doing improv so much because it gets me out of my own head.
Yeah.
Because I'm a spiraler.
Subscribe.
So if I don't go out and, you know, show myself authentically and like get my thoughts out there and like connect with people that I love and laugh, I'll mostly just be at home, just like, I don't know, whittling a stick in case of an emergency or something, you know?
You are a massive whittler.
Yes.
I've noticed a lot of like wood chips wherever you are. Yeah.
I carry a little bag of sawdust just in case. Yes. But like, that's, I don't know, maybe it's just me where like, I know everything can suck. And if I don't go out there and give myself like, give out a little piece of myself, then, you know, I'm not living authentically.
That's nice.
Yeah. So that's why I like it.
That's really sweet.
I've had some like really, not recently, but I've had some like really bad days where I'm just like, I spent the whole day in bed and I'm just like, but I have a show tonight and I have to force myself to shower and get ready and go do that show. And I usually almost always feel better after that, doing that show.
That's true.
And it gets me out of my funk.
That's a good way of putting it, I think, because when I have a comedy show and I'm, you know, it is weird. Like this is a weird part of our art form that it's pre-planned often at night, which is not like typically how a biorhythm works for people that have jobs and things like that. And some of us have like jobs in the day and then do comedy at night. So your circadian rhythm's like, but I don't think you often regret a comedy show. Like you often don't regret the gym. It's like, I don't want to go to the gym, but if I go to the gym or I like take a walk or something, you're like, you don't regret a walk. Right. You're like, what a waste of time. This gross wasn't so gross. But I feel like when you do a comedy show too, I never regret time spent with my friends making comedy or like in front of an audience. It's like looking for any kind of alleviation of garbage.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It feels really pure.
Oh, yeah. I also feel like whoever's there, like whether it's my friends in comedy who were doing it together or the audience, we're all just there to laugh because we're all thinking the same thing, that there's so much shit going on all the time.
Yes.
And if I don't get at least one laugh today, like it's going to be a hard one.
That's right. That's right.
That's a good analogy, that comparing it to the gym, because I go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week and I've never felt bad afterwards.
No.
I've never been like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have done that.
No. But I never want to, I mean, I don't know, maybe there's somebody out there who's like, I'm chasing that runner side, but I've never had that. So I feel like it's like, I'd never want to go, but it's sometimes you're like, yeah, it's part of the part of being human. And then you go and you're like, that was great. Felt good.
I've never felt bad after even a bad show, because even if it's terrible and nobody laughs, I can like message my friends and be like, oh, we had the worst show tonight. Nobody was laughing.
That's true.
And, like, we could just like complain about it. Yeah.
Yeah, because we're in our own little society of like what it's like to be on the other side of the lights is really weird.
Oh yeah. And it happens, I feel like, often enough to where we're like, now we're looking for that next good show. And then it's just a cycle that we keep going.
We only would keep glomming on. Like, maybe we'll get one back. Yeah. Death stare. I just talked to somebody else on, I think it was Katie K from LA who's doing the festival. We talked about there's a Bob Hope quote that's like, you're only as good as your next show. It's very haunting, but it makes you be like, oh. I had a friend that had it tattooed on their arm, and I would see it when we were inside improv shows. I'm like, just glaring at me. Sorry. Yeah.
The worst part is that it's so true.
It's so true. Yeah, because we especially, like, should we allow ourselves to be filled up? Of course. But like some of the elements of comedy are like always sort of like noticing how you feel or how you engage in the world. So it's like the next show is going to be equally what fills me or makes me think that there's validation or worth or whatever. We shouldn't get our worth from comedy shows. I know. Relax.
No, we should get it from cooking, like everybody else.
Rochelle. Speaking the truth. Like, this is what we came here to do. You know, it's Frank Thoughts. This is Frank Thoughts. You guys are Thot Thoughts, but this is Frank Thoughts. Is there anything that you have coming up that you two want to talk about, like a tour or like shows or places you play that you want to share with the listeners? And they know about Thot Thoughts and how they can listen, but anything else?
After the festival, it kind of slows down for a little bit, I guess.
Honestly, it's been a crazy year for both of you too. Like, I've been touring a lot, and I have some tours coming up in September and November. But it's like any of those little oasis moments of like, I think I'm home for 2 weeks is really good right now. Yeah.
So not to give you, I have an entire, like, it's beyond a spreadsheet. It's a database of all my comedy shows. I love that. And I think there was 1 week this year that I didn't perform in some way. Either an open mic or a podcast or a show.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's been 1 week where I didn't.
You've been hustling hard. Rochelle and Bridjet are blowing up, y'all. Yeah.
Trying to.
Yeah.
But I agree with that too. And anytime I have a free weekend, I think about the rest of my week and I'm like, well, I did do stuff. So I should probably like chill if I need to.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But September is pretty full. And then going into October, November, I'm excited for the Heather Shaw show.
Yeah, me too.
November.
Oh, yeah, Bridjet and I are opening for Heather Shaw, which is in November 5th, I think, here at the Nest Theater. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. And honestly, just excited to do more creative things that aren't always getting on stage, just to pull some different muscles. Mm-hmm. But I love everything about comedy, so any chance to do it, I feel like is a way for me to alleviate stress and also just have fun with friends. So
hell yeah, I love it. That's fantastic. And Thot Thoughts is on the Nest Network. We have priced like 6 to 8 episodes this season.
Yes.
Here we go. We're ready to roll it out.
Yeah, and we've got more in store too. So
okay, good. This is only the beginning.
We'll never run out of thoughts.
The thoughts of either kind. Yeah.
The thoughts are thinking. So
you know how to find them.
Yes.
Okay, cool. We're going to transfer into section 2. And I told Rochelle and Bridjet, but if you're catching on in this first season to how this all works, this is the rules. The rules? Fine. The rules for this podcast. The rules? Relax. To this podcast of Tough Love, Easy Love. When I was approached about this from people that follow me online, they're like, we want your advice. And I was like, I don't know that I'll ever give the right advice for you, because I feel like I'm a split of like always wanting to make people feel really protected and loved. And then there's like this weird little like trooping sports coach in me that's kind of like, yeah, but you should probably do this. Like, it's like I have like that kind of almost like a inner thought that's happening. And the other part feels like more holistically me to be like, oh, I want to take care of you. So I'm going to present a write-in question from one of my Instagram followers.
Okay.
You're going to give me the easy love version first, which is just like whatever you think soft surrounds them and nice thoughts about the thing. And then you're going to go tough on them. And then at the end, we can decide if there's one that wins over the other or if it's a blur of both.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like I'm on the border of like Gen X, and I feel like I only have tough love. So easy love would be like a new thing for me.
Rochelle, that's good. Honestly, I've had one person so far that I've recorded with that was like, I want to be worse. And I was like, oh, yeah. Fun. But everyone else was like, oh, it feels like nice to be. So you're going to be the balance we might need.
Yeah.
Okay. Although I don't know what you think, Elaine.
Oh, I'm the opposite. I will shower you in only good thoughts. So we'll find out.
I'm going to try to read my own writing. Cool. Okay, great. This is from Jessie Lynn 44 from the Instagram DM of Tough Love Easy Love. If you'd like to submit a question, go ahead and do that. Tough Love Easy Love on Instagram or by calling 614-929-5545. And you can leave a message at the prompt. Either one is okay. Jessie Lynn 44 has this question for you both and myself. Is it okay to make the choice to go no contact, but still be mad at them for being out of your life? That's the question.
The quick answer is yes. I feel like I've dealt with this before. I would say yes, because you should let yourself feel those emotions.
Yeah.
Like that's the easy love of it. Like, let you be you.
Yeah.
And if you're upset and you still choose no contact, that's a huge strength. And being able to show the emotional side of yourself, like, hey, I'm still mad, whether it's journaling or talking it through with someone like your therapist or even just to yourself. I feel like that's a really good way to center yourself in the way that you're feeling and show grace, but also know that the no contact thing is so hard. So that's already a huge hurdle. So being able to honor that while still showing that you're going through something is the easy love part of it. So
that's sweet. Yeah, I think you're right. Like holding your own space and almost standing your ground is so difficult that like there has to be self-care in that moment if you believe it. And the interesting part of this question to me is also like, can you still be angry that they're out of your life for it? In the easy love department, I would say like, yeah, it's okay to grieve someone being gone in that capacity, even though it's not necessarily like, did you make the call? I think it's like what they're probably wondering. Like, I made the call, so am I allowed to be mad?
Yeah.
But I think grief is like on the table no matter what if you go no contact.
Yeah.
For either party. Yeah.
I wonder if they also like told them that they were mad.
Oh,
and then with no contact. Because then I feel like it's kind of showing that if you don't say, hey, I'm going no contact with you, like this is why.
Don't forget this part because this is tough love. And I want to hear more about that take on it. I feel like that's a different area.
Yeah.
And it could be really fruitful. Rochelle, easy love.
Oh, I have to give the easy love.
You have to give both. So you gotta get quiet. You can make it like really succinct if you don't have much to say.
Yeah, I only thought of the tough love, obviously. Okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. I think your feelings are valid. And maybe a way to reframe it is that you're not mad at them for being out of your life. You're mad at them for doing whatever caused you to go no contact.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So it's not like they abandoned you, unless that's the reason that they're no contact.
Yeah.
But like they did something for you to
you don't
cut off contact with them, so you can be mad at them for that.
It takes so much effort to
jump forward yourself.
That's right. Like it takes so much effort to cut someone out. It's much easier to go the path of least resistance. So if you are doing that, then there's probably a reason. Okay. But that's it. Rochelle's going to have really harsh advice, which I'm really living for, to be honest. But you said something that's really important, which is like, did you tell them or did you just cut it off? Which is maybe more on that for tough love portion.
Yeah.
Or anything you feel is coming up.
I mean, for me, I'm a people pleaser. So
Same here.
My problem would be to say, hey, I'm going through something in this relationship with you.
Yeah.
And I think we need to take a break and have some no contact. And my therapist told me, because I'm in therapy. But she had told me, when you go no contact, it doesn't mean forever. It can always be, open back up. It's not something that you have to use forever if you don't want to. So that said, I feel like to communicate for me, it would be the hardest thing to communicate. Hey, I don't think we should talk for a while, or I need a break because of this reason. And I want you to respect that boundary, and then we can go from there when I'm ready. I feel like that would be the hardest tough love thing for me. And I'm sure for someone else, if they're not someone who's in the people pleasing category, it might be easier. But that would be my version of tough love, which would be, you should tell them why, because if you've been on the receiving end of that, I'm sure it's absolutely, infuriating to know, or maybe not infuriating, but like really sad to know that someone that you love is doing that. And you don't know why, because you haven't been told to face this thing that hurts them.
Right. Yeah. So if you're kind of like flying into, you have no idea, then it might feel really alienating and abandonment. There might be some issues there. Just like, where's my friend? Or whatever happened with no information.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What about you, Rochelle? Hit us.
I guess mine's not that.
We all like grab the dust. Just ready for like
I guess my thought was that, okay, they've done something, you've gone, I don't know the details, but they've done something, you've gone no a contact. Have you left any kind of opening for them to come back into your life? Like, let's say, for example, they apologize for whatever they did, or they've completely turned their life around and like become a better person. Are you leaving the door cracked open so that they can come back into your life?
That's nice. That is like tougher, but it's also, there's kindness in your answer, which is like, is there ability for evolution in everybody we've ever known? And ideally, I hope so. But, we had to do, we did some like mandatory training. We were in a comedy arts place, and I did this like segment on reformative justice. So you kind of like get ready to be like, what do we do if there is a problematic person at some space and we want to like get rid of that person? This is more severe, but they had a good quote inside of it that was like, oh, I've never thought of this. Is we always ask ourselves, what's the path forward for the person? Like, how do they get back if they did something wrong? And the question you should really ask is, what's the path forward for the person that's been harmed first? And then if their path forward has been okay, then to allow it. And it was like, oh, that's really nice. Because it goes for personal stuff for me too. Is like, have I felt like my path forward has been healthy enough that I can then recheck in, and like they're secondary to like them being like, oh, I feel bad that it cut X out of my life. It's like, well, how am I doing? Okay, I'm okay now. Are they different now? Okay, cool. Maybe I'll let them like scooch back in. But if I'm not feeling the escalation of my own energy or whatever, like whatever I've been harmed by getting alleviated, then it doesn't really matter what they think.
That's a good point. Because I feel like if there was a scenario where like person A was harmed by person B, and everybody else was like, oh, person B is nicer now, and they come around, but person A is like, I still don't want to have contact with them because it was traumatic or something like that. Like, then I don't think B should be allowed back.
They can check in with how they feel or something instead of worrying about the rest of it. Although it is really hard. People pleasers unite. And I feel like it's always sort of tough for me to be kind of like, well, I want everyone to be good if there's an ability to be good. But, not everyone's always going to be good.
Yeah, it's hard to gauge that, especially too if you're, like you said, a people pleaser, because then you're more inclined to be like, it's fine.
Yeah,
like we're good. I can figure it out. I can navigate this.
Yeah,
but it's hard, especially if it's like, well, I don't really know if the work has been done.
That's right. And how can you evaluate that for someone else?
Exactly.
Like, you have no idea. Yeah, and being that person that, like, for a lot of us that like help other people speak up for themselves, it's much easier for me to identify if it's not me. Like if one of my friends is being like, some person is trashed them, I'm like, oh, they suck, like cut them out. Like it's easy to say if it's not me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But if it's me, I'm like, well,
I do this whole thing.
I don't even think about, like whatever. Like I get so choked up about it.
Yeah, it's hard when the mirror's turned on yourself and you're scared.
Yeah, big time. Okay, so Jesse Land wants to know, is it okay to be mad about it? Like, is it okay to be mad that they're not in your life? Do you think yes, no?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Generally, it's okay to be mad at the whole situation.
I think so too. Yeah, maybe like we don't need to point it at it's not necessarily at that person, but like you're both saying, it's like maybe it's just like you're allowed to be angry that this sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel that way if it didn't hurt you.
That's right.
That's how I feel.
That's right.
And if you don't let it out now, then you're going to have it be pent up later on. And that's also not a good way to grow.
No way. Okay. So if you had to pick a tough love version or an easy love version, do you feel like you have a clear signal in your body of which one it would be?
Oh, I think it would have to be tough love because I would want to at least like when you communicate everything, I feel like that is way better than leaving some cards on the table.
Yeah.
And even though it's the harder thing to do, I think it's the better choice.
It's also like cleaner.
Yeah. To say, hey, this is what I'm experiencing. This is how I want to move forward. And here's how I would like to, see you in this capacity. I feel like that's the best way to go forward rather than like, I'm going to take some time for myself and just cut it off and then get back to it. Because then you're hurting the other person in the way that you want to be protected.
Yeah, right. That's right.
It's like you're kind of doing the same thing, So I think the tough love version is the way to go.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I agree. I think communication is important. You always hear those stories about like the two old men that like they had a fight about something stupid 30 years ago and they never talked to each other again. And it's just like, it's always like, it's sad to think of those things, but you don't want to be in one of those situations.
No, like that's always a bummer too. To be like, one day he cut my lawn 1 foot over where it should have been. And then you're like, all right.
He cut in front of me at the bread line during the Great Depression. Now,
this is old stuff.
And now,
deep cuts.
Yeah. And now we haven't spoken in, it's probably been 60 years.
I think I'm a skeleton. Yeah. It's been a long time.
And this is where going back to the prank calling is really the best. I needed to tie it back.
No, that's really good. Like if you have to really get back at them, pranks are available to you.
Yes.
With the phone service of Star 69.
Yes.
We think. We don't even know for sure.
It might be extra.
It might be extra.
They have a phone where you have to dial it with your finger. You can prank call them.
I miss how satisfying that click was, though. It was like, we're like, that felt good. I mean, it felt good.
Yeah.
But it was long.
Yeah, there was some where it was like, your phone number has too many 7s and 8s.
Yes.
I'm not going to call you. I don't have time to call you.
No one under like 38 has any idea why. But it's like, it has to click through every single number.
Yeah.
That's so funny. My mom had like 4 or 5, like 8 or 9s in her phone number. And I'd be her just like,
honestly, try this. Go find a rotary phone and enjoy yourself for the rest of the day. No one will use it.
That is until you figure out what a beeper is. And then that'll be on a different episode.
Honestly, that'll be on an episode of Thot Thoughts, which you can catch right here. Please do. If you love these people like I do, then they're going to have a great time on that town. So check out that podcast and we'll see them very soon. Shout out to Bridjet and Rochelle. Thank you for being on the pod. Thank you so much. Love you. See you next time.
You're listening to a podcast on the Roost Nest Podcasting Network, executive produced by the Nest Theater and Comedy Arts Center. Co-founded and funded by Rance Rizzuto and Terry DeFrancisco. Season 1 edited by Adam Ocias. For more information on the Nest Theater, go to nesttheater.com. Roost Nest Podcasting.